Persona 5 Royal has showtimes, super moves done with 2 members of your current party. We are going to watch them all and rate them out of 10. This isn't my footage, so the link to that will be below. And there will be spoilers if you haven't played Persona 5 Royal. That's your warning. Let me know whose showtime was your favorite below, subscribe for more content like this, and enjoy. Like I said, the link to this video will be in the description below so that you can watch this without my stupid commentary over it. Alright, let's start off with Morgana and Ann's showtime.
It's showtime! The gift as beautiful as you! Gorgeous! I won't let it go to waste! Here we go! This one's free! Now that's style!
It's cute. Gets a 6, honestly. It was funny to have the whole guns hidden within the flowers to shoot the enemies, bomb at the end. It's fine. It's honestly fine. I think the funniest thing about this super actually isn't even in the super. I think once you do this showtime in game, when you go to the party setting and look at Morgana or Ann, their faces are like the shoujo manga portraits. I think these are legit their portraits for about a battle or so. That's funny. But other than that, I think it gets a 6, maybe a 5. It's cool, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5. It's kind of funny, but it's not the best one of this list. And I can say that with certainty. I believe up next is the boss variant, right? Okay, I skipped it because in this case, the super was literally just the same with no difference. And the reason why I wanted to show boss variants for some of them is because that slight difference in the showtime makes enough of a difference where I want to talk about it. But in this specific case with Morgana and Ann, there's no difference. So it keeps that 5 out of 10 and we're just gonna move on. I don't know what we're doing with this one. Oh, it's Yusuke and Ryuji. Okay.
Of course. What a master! My soul into this bowl. Now that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to eat here.
Yeah. That's a fun one. I give that one an 8, and there's a specific reason why I give that one an 8. I do want to acknowledge though that this is very funny. I almost said Ryusuke. What am I? Did I accidentally come up with a shipping name? Did I come up with a shipping name? Is that a thing, Ryusuke? I'm not gonna dive too much into it. Ryuji likes to eat with all his ginger. The fact that they're getting interrupted. This is a funny thing. But there is a reason why I would prefer the boss variant.
Let's go. I'm running on empty, man. Behold, a saucy, zesty masterpiece. Ain't nothing better than this. Get out, dumbass! Here you go, my treat.
Okay, so the reason why this gets a 9 and not the other one is because of the perspective of the boss variant, which is me. I walked in on Ryuji and them eating, and now they're mad at me. So now I'm the one getting shot at. Where's the angle? That's why I think showing the boss variants is just really funny. Oops. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? That's why this one gets a 9. And the shift into it now being a first-person perspective because they can't show, I would assume they couldn't show the huge model of whatever the boss fights were, and it would just probably lead to some complications. This being the solution to it being first person is what makes it so much funnier in this context. So that's why this gets a 9, because it's like I'm here with my best friends Ryuji and Yusuke. It's just funnier like this. All right, where are we going with this one? Got it. All right, Ryuji Makoto. I already got a number.
It's showtime. Make way for the fist of the phantom.
Get serious.
Got him. All yours.
Go full power! Yeah!
Here.
10. I don't care, man. 10. Confident 10. Ryuji and Makoto as a pairing are really cool. When I first saw this, I wasn't expecting this. I know the Fist of the North Star reference, was on Twitter for a bit when this was first shown. But still, just seeing this in action, it's still really cool. I wish I was able to record it so it'd be the 1080, 60 version for PC, but whatever. This is still very well executed. I don't know how much of a difference the boss variation is, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same 10.
Now!
Time to get a little crazy.
Stay focused.
You ready for this?
Time to die!
That was a different animation. Still a 10. Still a 10, mind you. That was a different animation. Okay, I'm now being reminded as to why the boss things are important. I thought it was just first-person perspective. That's what I remember. But if animations are going to change slightly, that's important. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Not only are we in first person, stuff like this. Now it's like I'm here. I'm the one who's about to get beat up. Not that I'm saying I'm into that. Not that I'm saying this is what I'm going for. But this feels like I'm being immersed in the experience of getting kicked in the face. Oh God, what is happening? Yeah, it's still a 10.
You ready for this?
Time to die!
Still a 10. Still a 10. Oh, this one's Haru and Makoto. This, ooh, yeah, I got a number for this one already.
Pardon me. Bring it. Showtime! This is gonna hurt! Noir, leave it to me. Ready, set? Double death blow! How is that?
Another 10, I don't care. You remember the scene in FF7 Remake where Tifa and Aerith are both beating up the goons up in whatever the town's called that I don't remember right now? That is what I'm remembering from this. God, that's just so good. I don't know how much of a difference the boss variation is going to be, but it's probably keeping the score. It's probably going to keep the same score, right?
It's showtime! Pardon me. Okay. Ready for pain? Save room for let's end this. Okay, here it comes. Double death blow!
I'll be honest, I don't think this was as cool as the first one. And let me show you. First of all, we were shown two different moves here, which was Haru's cross chop right here, and then they ended both with a double rider kick, and I think that's cool. Don't get it twisted, this is getting a 9. This without a doubt is getting a 9. I won't deny you that. However, I think the thing that really set this number in stone with the first one was this part, because we actually get to see the execution onto the person. This was them building up their showtime into the attack, and I think this better works when they actually show the enemy rather than the boss variant where they don't, which is unfortunate because the boss version has the double rider kick and I should be really into that. It should be a 15 out of 10, but I like this one better. If you see two people tag teaming one person, I'm pretty sure you want to see that one person get beat up. In this case, not me. But the boss variant definitely gets a 9. Hands down. That's gonna make this video interesting. Some boss variants won't be better than the other one, or vice versa, I guess. Yusuke and Ann. Okay.
On guard! Wield your beauty. Let it be your weapon.
After all, let's take it out!
Your fate is sealed. Enthralled.
Enchanted?
It's cool. It gets an 8. Here's the thing though. I do think it's cool, and I do think it gets an 8 because I do think it's cool. I think my issue with that is that it's slightly too long. I think in comparison to all the other showtimes we've seen up until this point was they weren't that long. They took their time, sure, but they also got to the point in a reasonable manner. This one wanted to build up into this Yusuke slash into the pose. And it's cool that they did that. This went on for a little bit too long, and it could just very well be my impatience, but I'm not crazy enough to dock it down more points because of that. I still think it gets an 8. Maybe the boss variant though.
And now for a show. Come, we must bring grace to this battle.
The prettier the rose, the sharper the thorn!
Beauty is deadly.
No, that actually gets a less. because at least with the original one, you get to see the enemy itself get rocked, and then they do it into the pose and you go, oh, it's this big moment. But with the boss variant, it ends after Yusuke slash, and it kind of looks like there's a build-up with no proper follow through, if that makes any sense. This one's 5. Because one with the regular enemy can get away with it taking its time because it has a proper ending. This one doesn't, in my opinion. So yeah, 5. Oh yeah, Haru Morgana. Okay.
It's showtime. Mona-chan,
I remember not hating this.
leave it to me. You've been bad. And that's that. Mona-chan.
It's okay. I give it a 6. I think them riding on the car to launch grenade launchers at an enemy is pretty funny. But I think it's because I like Haru's with Makoto's Showtime so much that any other version with her in it is probably not going to top as much. And I haven't really liked anything with Morgana in it so far. Let's give it a 7. I think a 7 makes more sense. This is still pretty cool. Yeah, sure. Let's give it a 7. Why not? Give me that boss variant, baby.
That's our cue. Ha! Transform! Do pardon me.
Nah, that gets a 4. There was no end to it. The previous boss variants had a proper end to it depending on the situation, sure. This one did not, so therefore I am not counting that. This gets a 4. At least with the one with the enemy goobers themselves, you had the excuse of building up into them exploding and then just having an ending for that event. But with this one, this is more focused on the fight itself than it is about the cinematic. Not all of the boss variations are, but this one, as well as whatever other one I said that had no proper ending, Yusuke and Ann for the boss, 4. This is a 4. Okay, all right, we're getting real. We're getting real.
Let's go! Out of my way! Little shit!
10. There's about 3 variations of this with different voice lines, not animations, is what I mean. The one where he yells "out of my way" is always my favorite one. Man, God. The fact that this is only shown at the end of the game is wild. See, this is why I feel like I guess there's the battle mode sort of deal, but there should be a new game plus where it's you just boss rushing bosses or just going through palaces in a roguelike sort of manner so that you can keep the assets of the game there but make the mechanics, oh, just get a new persona or get a new party member as you're traversing the palace. At the end of the palace, it's whatever boss is there, you fight it with whatever party of your choosing. That way you're not story locked behind characters that will only show up through specific parts of the game despite you putting so much effort into their moveset, into their showtimes, and blah 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 blah. This is such a good highlight. I shouldn't have to go 100 hours to see it. 10 out of 10, man. 10 out of 10. This should be the boss variant.
No more games!
I think this one gets the excuse of not having the proper ending like the regular enemy one, and that's because Akechi doing the sword slash can be considered the ending, and the fact that it's fast enough to just go through it with Joker's change in the camera angle, it doesn't feel like this is just something that they did for the boss to get it out the way. They still thought about, oh, okay, because we can't show the big model or whatever the person is in this context, we're still going to work around that by showing the Joker traversal route differently, and still ending on this works well as a finisher for the super. It doesn't deviate too far from the original. Gets a 9. The first one, that first one's a 10 though. Straight up. This one though, a 9 I think is pretty fair. It's still great. I would never not say that. It's a 9. All right, I think this is Kasumi Joker, right?
Showtime.
Yeah.
Finish this.
With grace. This is. Don't forget the pose.
She's so cute. Yeah, this gets a 9. I think the first time I saw this, I gave it an 8 or something. And I think my issue with it was how long it was. But there is a lot that they are going for in this. And I think in the context of why, what with her dead sister and all, just being here to assist in the fight, I'll give it its 9, okay? I don't mind it as much as I did before. The other ones with their timing issues, I did mind, but this one, I don't think it's that big a deal. And I think the difference is just context. If you know, you know. I've been trying not to overly spoil what goes on story-wise, but obviously I can't avoid that when you just saw Akechi and Joker Showtime. I think the pose itself is what also bumped it from an 8 to a 9 because God, Kasumi's just so cute. It should be the boss variant, and then that's everything, right?
Senpai.
Go for it.
Together.
I think that did a pretty good job of avoiding the character because it lingered on Joker's shooting for a little too long, and then it ended with Kasumi and her sister's ballet routine into the explosion, and I think that does it pretty well, but I don't think it's better than the original version, so this gets an 8. I still like this. I think I like this more in terms of the pacing in comparison to the Goober one, but I'm not giving it a higher rating because this one is more not out of place. This one isn't as, let's say, charismatic as the original because it ends with Kasumi and Joker doing the pose like, oh, our routine has to end with our proper pose. And this being with her sister is cool, but I don't like it as much as it ending with Joker and Kasumi. Is that it? All right. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you did. How about you comment below what RPG I should react to that has sort of cinematic supers, like maybe the Tales series or a game of that regard. I'd be willing to look into that for you. I enjoy reacting to RPGs that have cinematics and crap like Honkai Star Rail and whatever other games I've been covering up to this point. If you want to see one, there it should be over there. Until then, subscribe and like and content for blah 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 blah, and I will be seeing you.